Hello students, welcome to SS classes. Today we are going to discuss about the respiration in detail. So children, many times students get confused with the process of respiration and breathing. So children, what is breathing? Breathing is nothing but the process of inhalation and exhalation, where we take air in and releases air out. So children, breathing is different from the respiration. So breathing is the physiomechanical process, we can say, while the respiration is the biochemical process. So in breathing, the various parts of respiratory system are involved. For example, lungs, diaphragm, ribs and upper respiratory tract part. But children, the respiration is the cellular process. It means it takes place inside the cell. So respiration is the biochemical process while breathing is the mechanical process. In breathing, we inhale air and exhale out air. The process is called inhalation and exhalation respectively. But children, in cellular respiration, the glucose undergoes oxidation in order to produce energy in the form of ATP. Process of breathing consumes energy. It means for the movement of diaphragm, for the movement of the ribs, muscles of the ribs, and for the inhalation and exhalation, the energy is required. Energy in the form of ATP is consumed in order to inhalation and exhalation. But children, the process of respiration releases energy in the form of ATP. So breathing consumes energy while respiration produces energy in the form of ATP. Next difference, children, there is no enzymes required in the process of breathing. While the parts of respiratory system such as from the nostrils, then from the nasal passage, the trachea, larynx, then the part of respiratory system that is the windpipe, its branches called bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli. Apart from that, diaphragm and the muscles of the ribs are involved in the process of breathing. So that we are going to discuss that how these parts are involved. But children, in respiration, the enzymes are involved. And children, you know very well what enzymes are. Enzymes are biocatalysts. Inside the cell, they carry out the biochemical processes of the cell. So these enzymes, children, carry out the oxidation of glucose. And at the end, the ATPs are produced. So enzymes are utilized for the process of the respiration, children. So these are the basic difference between the breathing and the respiration. Now children, let us start respiration in detail, what exactly it means. So children, this activity shows that the carbon dioxide is released by the respiration process. Carbon dioxide is the end product of respiration. So let us see what this activity is. Then we are going to discuss type of respiration in detail. And apart from that, the process of exhalation and inhalation. So children, this activity shows that the respiration produces carbon dioxide, which is the end product of respiration. So how one can prove it? So here children, you can see we are blowing the air into the test tube containing lime water. In the test tube, we have taken lime water solution. So children, what is lime water solution? It is prepared by adding dry slake lime into water, or simply if you add calcium oxide, that is quicklime, into the water, then it will form the lime water, that is a slake lime solution. So the formula of lime water is CaOH twice. Its formula is CaOH twice. So children, when we blow air into the lime water containing test tube, so our exhale out gas contain carbon dioxide, and once we blow air inside the lime water, this carbon dioxide reacts with lime water and changes the color of lime water from colorless to milky white. Now why this color changes happen? Here you can see the lime water is there, which is a transparent one. And as we are blowing air from our mouth into that, so gradually its color is changing. So its color from colorless changes to white, milky white. And this is because the synthesis of calcium carbonate in the test tube. Now what is the equation for synthesis of calcium carbonate in this reaction, children? So when calcium oxide reacts with the carbon dioxide, so formula of that particular substance is CaOH twice. So as it react with the carbon dioxide, so equation will be CaOH twice plus CO2 gives out in the product side, it gives out CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate. And children, this calcium carbonate is insoluble in water. Calcium carbonate is insoluble in water and hence it remains suspended in the lime water. It remains suspended over here. So children, once we keep this test tube undisturbed for few minutes, you will observe that this calcium carbonate settle down at the bottom of test tube. So you will observe that this calcium carbonate get settle down, get precipitate at the bottom of test tube because it is insoluble in water. Now children, what will happen if we keep on adding carbon dioxide through this solution? Initially, the color changes from colorless to milky white, and on excess supply of carbon dioxide, the milky white color again disappears. It again disappears due to synthesis of calcium bicarbonate. But actually in this activity, you just have to remember that the exhale out gas contains carbon dioxide, and on reaction with lime water, the color of lime water changes from colorless to milky white. So this is about the activity, first activity of your NCERT in topic respiration. So children, this is your NCERT diagram where we are comparing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and amount of carbon dioxide in our exhale out gas. So children, you can see here the two test tube we have taken. In one of the test tube, we are blowing the air by syringe. So here also we have taken lime water, here also lime water is there. So in first test tube, we are blowing air by syringe. It means in this test tube, we are blowing the air from the atmosphere. And here in another test tube, we are blowing air by our mouth. Now what difference will you observe, children, over here? The lime water color changes slowly in test tube A. But the color change from colorless to milky white happens very quickly in a test tube B. Now why this is so, children? Because the atmospheric air contain 0.04% of carbon dioxide. 0.03 to 0.04% of carbon dioxide. So which is very less. And it will take time to change the color of lime water into milky white. But children, here in the test tube B, as we are blowing air by our mouth, so the color changes happens quickly because the exhale out gas contain, whatever the gas we exhale out, that contain 4.4% of carbon dioxide. So you can see the difference, children. 0.03 and 4.4%. Lot of difference is there. So because of this high amount of carbon dioxide, the color of lime water changes to milky white very quickly in a test tube B. So it shows that whatever the air we exhale out, that contain high percentage of carbon dioxide. And hence we can conclude that the respiration end product is carbon dioxide. Now children, let us start with the type of respiration. That is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So children, what is anaerobic respiration, that we are going to study in detail first. So children, an stands for what? Absence. And aerobic, that is presence of air. So children, this kind of respiration takes place in absence of air, or we can say in absence of oxygen. So children, what happened? There are some organisms who are facultative anaerobes, or they are strictly anaerobes. Means they are sensitive to oxygen even. For example, Rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria which infects the roots of leguminous plant. This bacterium is strictly anaerobe. It means that bacteria is sensitive to oxygen. It get killed in presence of oxygen, we can say. So such organisms are called anaerobic organisms or anaerobic bacteria, we can say. And such organisms respires in absence of oxygen. So here we are going to discuss the anaerobic respiration in yeast. So children, yeast initially respires aerobically, but once the oxygen deficiency is there, then the yeast cells start respiring anaerobically. And this anaerobic respiration by yeast produces ethanol. It produces ethanol. And hence children, the production of ethanol by yeast is called fermentation, children. It's called fermentation. So how we can define fermentation? It is a process of conversion of sugar into alcohol. Sugar into alcohol by the enzyme secreted by yeast. So it's called ethanol production, or we can say the fermentation process. Now what exactly happens in this process, children? Initially, this glucose molecule undergoes oxidation. Hence, as it undergoes oxidation, it produces two molecules of pyruvate. So this pyruvate, children, is a 3 carbon containing compound. ये जो pyruvate है, इस pyruvate में कितने कार्बन्स होते हैं? इसमें होते हैं 3 कार्बन्स. और ये जो हमारा ग्लूकोज है, that is 6 carbon containing molecule. So children, what happen when this 6 carbon containing glucose undergoes oxidation? It breaks into 2 pyruvate, and each pyruvate contain 3 carbon atom. I'll tell you the formula of pyruvic acid. Its formula is CH3 dash C double bond O dash COOH. Its formula is CH3 dash C double bond O dash COOH. So this structure contain 3 carbon compounds, 3 carbons. So this glucose will break into the 2 pyruvate. So this process happens in the cytoplasm of the cell itself, and the conversion of glucose into pyruvate is called glycolysis. Now children, this glycolysis process produces 2 ATPs. And now in anaerobic respiration, this pyruvates, which is an intermediate product I am telling, which is not written here on the screen. Okay, so you have to assume that. So this glucose, when get breakdowns into the pyruvate, these 2 pyruvates are the intermediate product of respiration. They are the intermediate product of respiration. And this pyruvate, children, remains there only in the cytoplasm itself. And from those pyruvates, on further decomposition, it produces ethanol. So this complete process takes place in the cytoplasm of yeast, where no mitochondria are involved. And hence this process is called anaerobic respiration, children. Now this process is also called as incomplete oxidation of glucose. Incomplete oxidation, because the 6 carbon containing compound breaks into 2 carbon containing compound, that is ethanol, not into 1 carbon containing compound. So it is incomplete oxidation of glucose. And children, no ATPs are produced when pyruvate decomposes into ethanol. When pyruvate get converted into ethanol, no ATPs are produced in that process. So only conversion of glucose to pyruvate produces 2 ATP, and further process, that is from pyruvate to ethanol, do not produces a single ATP. So we can say very less amount of ATPs are produced by anaerobic respiration. Very less amount of ATPs are produced. So this is a complete equation for anaerobic respiration, children. So this you can change like this. Here you will write glucose C6H12O6. You will write forward arrow. Above that you can write glycolysis. Below the arrow you can write over here, that is it takes place in cytoplasm. So you will just write cytoplasm over here. And after that you will write pyruvate. Pyruvate is the intermediate product of this respiration. And from pyruvate you will put again forward arrow, and then you will write ethanol and carbon dioxide. And what about this energy, children? Why energy is written here? Because this energy is nothing but the energy produced in glycolysis, that is from conversion of glucose to pyruvate. And how many ATPs are produced? Only 2 ATPs are formed in this process. Let's talk about next type of respiration. So children, here is the anaerobic respiration in our muscle cells. So children, you should know that our muscle cells respire aerobically usually. But when oxygen deficiency is created in the muscle cell, then instead of sitting simply, they respire anaerobically. So they prefer the anaerobic pathway of the respiration when they have the deficiency of oxygen. And children, when we suffer from deficiency of oxygen, when we do vigorous exercise. So when we do vigorous exercise, many times we have the muscle cramps. And these muscle cramps are formed due to the deposition of lactic acid in our muscle cell. So in this process, the glucose undergoes anaerobic respiration, and instead of producing carbon dioxide and water, this reaction produces lactic acid. And it happens in lack of oxygen. It happens in lack of oxygen, where the glucose get converted into lactic acid. And this lactic acid deposits in our muscle cell, and because of that we have the muscle cramp. So children, if we take warm water bath or steam bath, when we have muscle cramp, we get rid of this pain. Why children? Because this lactic acid further undergoes oxidation to produce this carbon dioxide and water. So what exactly happens when we take warm water bath? So for example, we have done the vigorous exercise and now we have the muscle cramps. So children, if we take warm water bath, then our blood circulation increases. Blood circulation increases as well as our breathing rate also increases. And because of that, the lot of oxygen is supplied to our muscle cell where the lactic acid has been deposited. So once the muscle cell come in contact with a sufficient supply of oxygen, then what happens? This lactic acid further get converts into carbon dioxide and water. So ultimately it disappears from the muscle cell when we take warm water bath or steam bath, and as it disappears, then we get rid of the pain caused by the muscle cramps. So children, this is about the anaerobic respiration in human, which occurs in our muscle cell when our muscle cells suffer from lack of oxygen, and when it happens when we do vigorous exercise. So children, here is the anaerobic pathways complete reaction in our muscle cells. So what happens? The glucose, that is a 6 carbon containing compound, student, in the cytoplasm, it breaks into the pyruvate. As I told you, pyruvate is nothing but the pyruvic acid. So this process, conversion of glucose to pyruvate, it happens in the cytoplasm of the cell, and this process is called glycolysis. Now from this pyruvate, the conversion of glucose to pyruvate, children, produces 2 ATPs. And now this pyruvate in the cytoplasm itself, in the lack of oxygen, it gives lactic acid. So this lactic acid is the 3 carbon containing compound. Pyruvate is again 3 carbon containing compound, and lactic acid is again 3 carbon containing compound. So children, what is the formula of lactic acid? Its formula is CH3- C-OH and COOH. So this is the formula for lactic acid, children. So formula of pyruvate and formula of lactic acid is near about same, only the difference is there at the middle carbon. So in pyruvate, that middle carbon to which oxygen is attached, and here in the lactic acid, to this middle carbon, hydroxyl group is attached, that is OH group is attached. This is the difference between pyruvate and lactic acid, children. And this process not releases lot of energy again. Again, this process releases very less amount of energy. So overall, anaerobic respiration, whether it happens in the yeast cell or it happens in the muscle cell, children, that produces very less amount of energy. Very less amount of energy. And now, children, here is again the complete equation for the production of ethanol in yeast. So how you will write this equation? Glucose, 6 carbon containing compound. In cytoplasm, it produces pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon containing compound, and it produces only 2 ATPs. And in absence of oxygen in the yeast, in the cytoplasm itself, the pyruvate produces 2 ethanol. That is a 2 carbon containing compound, ethanol. So children, in this process, again no ATPs are produced. So this reaction also produces only 2 ATPs, which are produced during the process of glycolysis. Now children, in these two reactions, what is the intermediate product? So pyruvate is the intermediate product of breakdown of glucose, that is the respiration. Now children, let us see the aerobic respiration. So children, this aerobic respiration happens in presence of oxygen. This reaction takes place in presence of oxygen, children, and what happened? This glucose, that is the 6 carbon containing compound, in the cytoplasm, it undergoes oxidation and produces 2 pyruvate, that is a 3 carbon containing compound, as I told you earlier. Now children, this pyruvate then enters into the mitochondria of our cell. You know very well what mitochondria is, that we have already done in detail in 9th standard. So in this mitochondria, this pyruvate enters and there they undergoes further oxidation. And the further oxidation of this pyruvate produces carbon dioxide, water, and lots of energy. So how much energy is formed over there? So children, conversion of glucose to pyruvate produces 2 ATPs, and conversion of pyruvate to carbon dioxide and water produces 36 ATPs. 36 ATPs. So total 38 ATPs are formed in this process. From conversion from glucose to pyruvate gives 2 ATPs, and pyruvate to carbon dioxide and water gives 36 ATPs. So total 38 ATPs are formed by aerobic pathway in our cell. And this energy is lot of as compared to anaerobic respiration. So children, aerobic respiration produces lots of energy, while anaerobic respiration produces very less amount of energy. So बहुत बार बच्चों differences के form में question भी आपके exam में आपसे पूछा जाता है, that is describe the various ways by which glucose undergoes oxidation, or describe the various types of respiration. What is difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? इस टाइप के आपको क्वेश्चन आते हैं, 3 मार्क्स के लिए आ सकते हैं, 5 मार्क्स के लिए आ सकते हैं. सो आपके एनसीईआरटी में जो डायग्राम दी है स्टूडेंट, एक फ्लो चार्ट दिया हुआ है ग्लूकोज टू पायरुवेट, एंड फ्रॉम पायरुवेट्स 3 arrows are given for these 3 various processes. So that also you can write, or if you are explaining this 3 respiration in a separate way, so separately you can also write the chemical equation for this processes, children. So this is about the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So we'll just recall what difference in that. So anaerobic respiration, children, takes place in absence of oxygen, while children, aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration is the incomplete oxidation of glucose, while aerobic respiration is the complete oxidation of glucose. Why? Because in this process, the 6 carbon containing compound directly get converted into 1 carbon containing compound. So this is the end product of respiration. Children, anaerobic respiration produces very less amount of energy, but aerobic respiration produces lots of energy, that is 38 ATPs are produced in that process. End product of anaerobic respiration by yeast is ethanol and carbon dioxide. While anaerobic respiration's end product by muscle cell is lactic acid and energy, while water and carbon dioxide is not formed by the muscle cell when muscle cell respires anaerobically. And for the example you can write, that is a anaerobic respirations example, that is yeast, or you can write muscle cell when they suffer from the lack of oxygen. And here for aerobic respiration children you can write, that is the example of brain cell, liver cell, where the respiration happens aerobically. So, and in the sixth difference you can also write the equation for these processes. So this is about children the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. In next lecture I'll explain you about what exactly the breathing is, what are the steps involved in the breathing, that is inhalation and exhalation, and at the last we will discuss the human respiratory system in detail. So children, this is about my today's lecture. If you like my video, please don't forget to press like button and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.